I'm Sarah Borkson-Keto with NAREITsREIT.com. I'm here in New York for REIT Week 2015, NAREIT's Investor Forum. I'm joined today by Jason White, Head of Strip Center Research for Green Street Advisors. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you.
So, Jason, why is supply growth in the strip center sector looking restrained compared to other property sectors?
Well, I think it starts with the last housing cycle. Previous to the recession, you had the housing cycle show rampant supply growth of new homes out at the edge of town. Strip center developers typically would follow these developments, and they would build their strip centers sometimes even past the edge of town. And with that, what you saw is struggling strip centers once the recession hit, when the population density didn't fill around them. So now if you fast forward to today, what you see much limited supply growth in single-family housing, and that has curtailed strip center development. And you've seen a lot more inward development focused on urban cores and inner suburban cores. Also, another kind of headwind to strip center development is e-commerce. E-commerce has dinged strip center sales, which typically, when you see tenant sales growing, that's when it's time where retailers want to expand. These retailers don't typically want to expand when sales growth is more restrained.
So how would you characterize the limited developments that are currently in process?
It's much more urban and less suburban. And I think the housing growth is much less prevalent today. And so what you've seen developers focused on where the population density already is and on neighborhoods that are already potentially gentrifying. And they're trying to get in these more urban cores and sometimes add different components. So it might be residential, it might be office, because the cost basis of these properties or of this land is so much higher that you'll see these developers go in and they have to find different ways to make the developments pencil.
So do you see an increase in mixed-use development going forward?
There will definitely be an increase. I think the increase, however, is a percentage. It's not an absolute large increase. So we'll see a larger number of centers, but supply growth is really going to be restrained going forward just because municipalities aren't really on board with extensive new developments, and so it takes a long time to get those projects approved.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
And for more news and analysis on all things REIT, be sure to visit REIT.com.